If you look at the Dirty Dozen list of food with the most pesticide residue, celery is always going to be almost at the top. That alone is the reason why we decided to start growing it here at Carter's Gardens. We want simple, clean, and honest food. If you struggled with celery before, welcome to the club, because it took me almost 5 years to get this down pat. But the real problem with celery is when it comes to seed starting, it is the final boss. Because it doesn't act like a bean or a tomato or a pepper. It can take almost 25 days for it to germinate. And for that reason, most people will fail because they treat celery like they would a normal vegetable. They bury it, they let it dry out for an hour, or by day 14 they just give up. Today we're going to do a deep dive. I'm going to show you a synthetic-free way to get almost 100% germination on your celery. We're going to mix a specific soil blend just for these tiny seeds and try to create a marsh-like environment in our grow rooms. So fun fact of the day, celery is actually a marsh plant, which I actually didn't learn until last year. It evolved in wet, boggy conditions. This means your standard seed starting or potting mix is the enemy. Since we don't use a synthetic wetting agent, we need to build a soil that will hold water like a sponge, but also still be breathable at the same time. And if you've watched my seed starting calendar video, you know that I plan all of this out months in advance. We're in January, which is going to be optimum time for most people to start their celery from seed. For starting our celery seeds today, I will be using a mix of Fox Farm Happy Frog and worm castings. The Fox Farm Happy Frog, we're going to put 4 quarts to 1 quart of the worm castings. And what works out perfectly, 4 pounds of worm castings will come out to be about 3 quarts of castings. And then with the 12 quarts, that gives you your 1-to-4 ratio. Now, one of the most crucial steps to this whole system is going to be how you water in the very beginning. We do not want to use completely dry soil by the time we get to our celery. What we're going to do is you can rather A, pre-moisten the soil completely before you put it in your cells, which I'm not a super fan of. We're going to use plan B, which is where I will fill these cells completely up as if I'm getting ready to plant. As I'm doing that, I will be misting them in the cells, and I'm also going to fill the tray up from underneath with water. As I'm adding the soil, it will moisten it. I like doing it this way because when you go to lift, it'll give you a completely flat surface to sow on, because with celery seeds being so tiny, you want to be able to see exactly where you're sowing them. And while you're going through watering, think wrung-out sponge, not wet earth. Celery is a marsh plant. It will need to be more wet than you would normally do with any other plant. And if you're going to pre-moisten before you fill the cells, you want to be able to squeeze it and almost get a drop of water out of it. The golden rule for celery when you're going for plant depth will, of course, be surface sowing. If you put these seeds 1/4 inch deep, they are going to die. They will rot. They will not germinate. They need light to germinate. I flatten my soil so it's perfectly level. There's no valleys for the seeds to fall down into and get shaded. I'm going to go ahead and surface sow them. Literally just drop them right on top of the soil. And if you're having problems with seeing them, just go ahead and mix them with a little bit of white clay sand, so that way as you're spreading out across there, you can kind of see where they lay. Now, when it comes to securing them, you don't want to cover them with soil. If you want to cover them, you can use a light layer of vermiculite to secure them to the soil itself. When you go to mist them with your sprayer, you don't just blow them away. Now, what I'm going to do, since we're doing the bottom, I'm going to let that soak up until I can see the top layer is clearly moist. Then I'm going to gently push down on the soil just to make it where they actually are pushed into the soil, but the top of the seed is still clearly getting plenty of light. Since these seeds will be on the surface, they are very vulnerable. If the air in your house is very dry or your grow room is very dry, they will dry out in about 20 minutes. And the embryos will die, and it'll be a 100% failure. We're going to want to keep it at about 100% humidity. Now, I typically use a humidity dome for these, but for this specific situation, we're going to go ahead and just use plastic wrap over the top of it. That way, just to show that that will as well. In case you don't have a humidity dome, most people will have some form of plastic wrap, piece of glass. If you're Tupperware containers, the lids for those work as well. We're actually going to be using cells because I'm going to be planting these out at proper spacing later on. Now, when it comes to celery, they are some of the most picky when it comes to the temperature that they want to germinate at. A solid, steady 70 degrees will be preferred. Too much warmer than that, and they will go dormant. Too much cooler than that, and they will just lay there dormant and rot. Now, here comes some of the worst part, especially for me when it comes down to celery, and that is the waiting. We're going to stare at this tray every day for the next 2 weeks and not see anything, but we're going to be patient. We're going to keep missing it. We're going to keep the dome on, and eventually we will see germination. Now, once they sprout, they're super tiny, and they are not very strong. So don't be blasting them with your water can. You can gently mist them or continue to water them from the bottom. And this is where trying to grow celery without synthetics is going to be a real problem. Growing celery without synthetic fertilizer starts right here, with patience and good soil. If you rush this step, you're going to end up with weak plants that'll draw bugs later, and that's going to lead to synthetic pesticides, and we don't want that. If you found this helpful, check out this video over here. It uses the same principles of patience and synthetic-free growing. If you've got any seeds specifically that you struggle with germination, go ahead and let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.